The Mancubus, another demon from hell. First appearing in Doom 2, this creature had a humanoid shape, with a large fat body supported by stumpy elephant-like legs. Its skin is light brown in color, and its two green eyes give off a feeling of hate and dread. The Mancubus moves around very slow, but it's also very resilient to damage. It is equipped with two flamethrowers. They are connected by tubes that are grafted to the monster's back. There's a small description of them in the game manual. It says this: "The only good thing about Fatso is that he's a nice wide target. Good thing, because it takes a lot of hits to puncture him. He pumps out fireballs like there was no tomorrow." The name Mancubus seems to be partially taken from two medieval demon names, Succubus, a female demon, and Incubus, a male demon. The succubus would appear in the dreams of men, while the incubus would prey upon women who are asleep. But these names are replaced with the syllable of man to form the name Mancubus. The Latin definition of manducere means to chew, devour, or eat, and the word mancus refers to being crippled, maimed, or having a missing limb. This resembles the Mancubus not having any arms, but instead they have flamethrowers. So, with the different names, it seems that Mancubus could be a combination of different meanings, like one who eats a lot and is missing limbs. Now, according to the model of the Mancubus, it was shown to have 6 nipples, but the in-game representation seems to only have 2. John Romero did say on Twitter of what the Mancubus says when it fires its weapons. It says, "Mena blana blah." The Megasphere that appears later in Doom 2 seems to have a face similar to the Mancubus, but in Doom 64, the Megasphere looks to resemble the Doomarines' helmet. Speaking of Doom 64, it was released in 1997. The Mancubus kept the similar design idea of having a large body, slow movement speed, and a cannon on each arm, but some things on its body were changed. The skin color was now dark brown, and it wore a body harness, and the face was given a new look. It resembled some type of bear. Now, back in the 90s, an issue of Nintendo Power magazine did include this type of Mancubus on the cover. Then, 7 years later, Doom 3 was released in 2004, and the Mancubus would also return. This time, its skin was now greenish-gray in color, but the face had a new design. There was a central tentacle that acted as a breathing tube. Upon closer inspection of this tube, tiny holes were located on the side. Each tentacle on the side is supposed to act like the mouth of an octopus. You can find some hooks with suckers where it's attached to the face, but we're not sure if it has a beak inside. An early design of the mouth was going to look like a tusk, similar to an elephant, but due to a glitch with the graphics and the model, it was changed to be a feeding tool. Doom 3 also had a demon called the Vagary. It was a combination of a spider and a human woman. Her transparent body part shows what looks like a malformed Mancubus fetus. This leads to speculation that she could be the mother of the Mancubus. Now, in the book called The Art of Doom, which was about the design aspect of Doom 2016, it mentions that the Mancubus is a lumbering behemoth with a foul stench. When they reach maturity, they are given light armor. They will gorge on anything they can find, and even rancid flesh. This repulsive diet rots in their digestive system, which makes their innards volatile and highly flammable. Because they eat almost anything, their weight gets out of control. They would then outgrow their armor to where their stomach and face are exposed. There was even an early design to where the Mancubus would have a more slim build. It was then given a single eye, and the teeth were aligned in a different formation. One very interesting fact about the Mancubus is how it formed the weapon on its arm. In terms of the Mancubus from Doom 2016, they did have some information about this. They formed this hard barrel from the chitinous growth on its skin. As the flesh inside decomposes, it forms a noxious effluvium. They spew the discharge from the barrel, and the effect is a biomechanical flamethrower. The story of Doom 2016 also mentions that the Mancubus were altered by the UAC. When they were held in captivity, Dr. Pierce and her team of geneticists would try to manipulate their behavior. Their weapons were altered to make use of its highly toxic bile. Their cannons would launch these balls of bile much further and with more accuracy, and their purpose was to poison any organic creature it hits. The UAC did try to provide them with better fitting armor, but they always outgrew their new uniforms within a few weeks. Even though the two versions of Mancubus are slightly different, they both serve as long-range attackers. The original is meant for fire damage, while the Cyber Mancubus is designed for poison damage with their bile. The chestplate on the Cyber Mancubus did have a UAC logo, while the original had a demonic rune. The multiplayer version used the model of the Cyber Mancubus, while its flaming attacks were taken from the standard Mancubus. The multiplayer in Doom 2016 did allow you to use the Mancubus. It was slow-moving, fired double rockets that arced, and had a huge body. While it was armored, its weak point is the power core located on its chest. Shooting this area will deal more damage. While the rockets were very strong in multiplayer, it was balanced out in a way of having a cooling system. Using your rockets would overheat the cannons, but to cool them down, you would need to use the secondary fire, which also serves as an attack for enemies that are too close. The Doom RPG game for mobile devices did have multiple versions of many demons. The Mancubus had 3 variations in this game. The blue one was called the Behemoth, the red one was the Drudge, and of course, the standard Mancubus. Now, if you're wondering why some gamers will call this demon by 2 different names, Mancubus is a name for one demon, while Mancubi is a name for multiple demons of this type. Regardless of how many are on screen at once, I've always called them Mancubus. So that's it for this video. If you enjoyed it, I'll appreciate a thumbs up rating. To see more content like this, make sure you subscribe and turn on notifications. Thanks for watching, and remember, rip and tear.
Oh,